Hello, my name is Tracy Collins. I am the Assistant Director of Campus Recreation over Intramural Sports and Club Sports.
I'm the assistant to the assistant director of campus recreation.
That is Braden. He is going to be able to help us out and answer a lot of questions that you guys will have for us. And then also, he's going to go over our administrative roles for us.
So in order to play any of our sports on campus, you do have to be a registered student. That means you have to be registered or enrolled in any sort of class. You also have to have a physical ID card to show up. If you show up and you don't have the physical ID, you cannot play. There is no exceptions. Even if it's just a picture on your phone, we will not allow it. It has to be the physical card. In order to play, we do also allow spouses to come and play when it is an outdoor sport. Since this is flag football, they are more than welcome to, but at least one of you has to be enrolled at least halftime. For ejections, any form of physical combat, whether it's pushing, punching, kicking, at any time can result in an ejection. Our staff has been informed that we do want to give you a warning beforehand. However, if it does get a little too over the top, anything too excessive, there might be an ejection without a warning. So just remember that this is intramurals. We're here to have fun. We're here to get away from classes. And we're not really here to start fights.
Awesome. Another thing we do is sportsmanship rules. So at the end of every game, our staff, between our referees and our scorekeepers, will get together and grade you on your sportsmanship for that game. You are to be maintained above a 2.0. If you do fall below that 2.0 grade, you will be meeting with me, and probably the result of that will be you'd be kicked out of the league. So just make sure that we're not fighting, we're not getting ejected, and that we're not yelling at the officials too much, because that will be reasons to have a bad grade for that sport. So let's just make sure, like he said, we're having a good time, and we're having good sportsmanship for everybody. For forfeits, you have 10 minutes after game time to get to the game and be checked in. After 10 minutes after game time, if you do not have the right amount of people to check in to play the game, we will call it a forfeit. If you do have the right amount of people at game time, we will start the game. Whether you're waiting for another player, or whatever the reason is, we will start that game on time. 10 minutes after, we will call it a forfeit. As far as your roster goes, every player has to be on IM leagues. We will not let a player play if they're not on IM leagues. Now, to be on IM leagues, you have to be a registered student, so it all goes hand in hand that way. So make sure that we are getting players on IM leagues before games. You can add players the night of games. It is just easier, though, if you're already on the roster on IM leagues, to get the game started on time and people getting going. Now, as far as some rules for just strictly co-ed flag football, it's played with 4 girls and 4 guys on a field, so 8 people. There may never be more men than women. So if there's fewer than 8 people, there can never be more guys than there are girls on the field. Another one is each team is required to have a speaking captain. This captain will be the one that goes to the captain's meeting with the officials before the game. So you are responsible for your team and your spectators for your team. If anyone on your team is getting out of hand or any spectators, it is up to you to make sure that you are controlling them that way. Because if not, then we have to, and that will lead to them getting kicked out, which we don't want. So just make sure your team speaking captain is the one speaking to our officials and our scorekeepers, and is the one kind of controlling the fans that way. As far as equipment goes, we do supply a game ball, but we will not supply practice balls. So we will have a game ball there for the game, but it will not be used for you guys to throw around before. So if you want to practice before the game, I suggest bringing your own ball. As far as the size of the football goes for co-ed, you can use a regular size football, an intermediate youth, or junior size football to play with. And that goes for just co-rec. Teams, you will be required to wear jerseys. So if you do have your own jerseys, that's totally fine. They have to have a number, though. If not, we will provide you with jerseys. We do keep stats for flag football, so we need every player to have a number on the back of the jersey. As far as fields go, we play on what's called the Encampment Mall and the Lower Trailblazer. The Encampment Mall is located below the Holland. It's the big field out there, and that's where Field 1 and Field 2 will be. Field 3 will be what's called the Lower Trailblazer, which is the field below the football stadium. If you have any questions at where those are at, please give our office a call or shoot us an email.
As far as the field space is going to go, we do have 4 20-yard zones. Every 20 yards will be a first down. So the 20, the 40, and the opposite 20 will be your first down markers instead of 10 yards. The ball will be put into play on each team's 15-yard line at the beginning of each half and after every score. We do not do kickoffs. We don't do punts. On fourth down, you have to go for it, whether you like it or not. Um, with every game, we have two 18-minute halves. Within the first half, the clock will stop with 1 minute remaining. In the second half, 2 minutes. On fourth down, as far as things go, passes are the only thing allowed. We do not allow any running of the ball, regardless of the down. Your motion does have to be across the line of scrimmage. After a change of possession, the team will take the ball on the opposite 10 line. The only exception is if it's on an interception or a turnover on downs. When you're snapping the ball, the quarterback cannot be directly under center. You can go from the shotgun, the eye, the dime, any other formation that you would like. You just cannot be within 1 foot of the center. This is a rule that we've had to change over time due to university regulations, as well as the league that we play through for our tournaments called NERSA. If we do take your team to NERSA for Texas, we want to be prepared so that way you guys don't have too big of a shock.
And then for co-ed, the rush line is 10 yards. So just keep that in mind. As far as points go for co-ed, male points are 6 points, and then if a female is involved in the play, it will be a 9 points. After you score, you can go for an extra point. 5 yards out is 1 point. 10 yards out is 2 points. So those will be determined before you go to the extra point, and you also have to tell the official that. Last couple of things we have, just to make sure you are informing your team of, is you have to have a physical ID card at time of play, so you will not be able to play unless you have your ID card. So make sure everyone on your team has that before they come to their game. And then co-ed is played on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We try to start games around 7 o'clock at night, and can go probably last game around 10, depending on how many teams we have. So if there's any issues with that, please contact us so we can fix anything we need to. As far as schedule goes, it'll be out probably Monday morning, if not earlier on Saturday. So if you do need some changes to your schedule, please contact us before Saturday so we can get that resolved. Anything else?
Make sure you go over the rule book. On IM Leagues, we do have the full list of rules. We have more things, the nitty-gritty rules, things that we have a little bit different, such as your penalties when a ball is declared dead, anything like that. Please read over the rules before you show up for the first game. We don't expect our referees to be describing and explaining every single rule to you. We ask you to be prepared beforehand. So please just go over it. There's some good rules that'll actually give you an advantage if you read them.
Yes, and as you go over those, if you do have any questions that come up, please ask our officials at the game. Officials are scorekeepers. They'll be able to answer those questions for you. Our office is located on the second floor of the HPC, right off the basketball court. So if you do need to come in and pay your team fee, which is due by Friday, or come ask us questions, please come visit us and let us know. Thank you.